Hey, what is going on, everybody? Yeah, I'm here. Barely, but I'm here. I hope everybody is doing well. Welcome, Leona. Welcome, Gunpla Fixation, Tail Whip. Anybody else that is trolling. Yeah, so I did not stream yesterday because my back and shoulder is absolutely killing me due to a patient slipping, and me catching said patient is part of my job, but man, it's bugging the hell out of me. And then my throat is freaking killing me. The smoke is back in the valley. It's as bad as ever. Well, I can't say that. I mean, we can see the sun, but it's red and looks like we're on Tatooine again. But I thought I would do something so that I don't have riots. Not that people would end up rioting because I don't do videos, but yeah. What's up, John? And Dead to Death, how are you? Yeah, I got a package today. If you guys remember, before I ended up getting started with Galactic Toys, I was contacted by the very same company that I did the review on this for the Scriber, and they liked my video so much that they wanted to send me a little bit of everything that they carry on their Amazon shop. So today's video is just going to be an overview, kind of unboxing, and then I'll do separate videos on there. I'm kind of conflicted with this because some of these items are in competition to Galactic Toys, but they sent them to me for free. They express shipped them from from China. So hey, if they're good tools, they're good tools, and if they're cheap, you guys know how I am. I'm going to be honest with you. That's how it is. Let's see here. Tail Whip says building the Lego Tech Charger. Nice. I've been itching to do a Lego, like a big Lego thing. I want to do one of the cars. I've always looked at the Millennium Falcon that they did, but $800. That's really pricey though. It's nice, but maybe someday when I actually get a house, we'll end up doing this. For those that are watching, again, my conflict. There are links to both the store that sent me this stuff to do the reviews on, but there are also links down below to Galactic Toys, which has a bunch of stuff up on pre-order. And Zach over at Galactic Toys was kind enough to give me my own discount code. Sorry, my sinuses. So all you have to do is use code Starshadow at checkout over at Galactic Toys, and you get 10% off. So thank you, Zach, for that. It is much appreciated. I do have tools and stuff coming from them. I have the drill/Dremel, and I ended up purchasing, if you guys are subscribed to me and you follow my community tab, I also purchased an auto sander, which I've kind of put off. I mean, before I saw the ones and they were cheap because they look like a toothbrush and that you stuck sanding pads on, but this one looks cool. And after listening to Leona's how do we put it, how far into the feed am I, orgasmic reaction to the auto sander, yeah, I had to pick one up. So yeah, definitely. Also, I don't know if Leona wants me to do this, but I'm putting it out there. Anybody that is friends with me on Facebook, check my page. There's a post. Leona has a heart of freaking gold. Seriously. So I didn't know until last night that she basically picks up strays and nurses them back to health and finds homes for them where she lives, which I love you for that. And she fell in love with one of the strays, which is having some serious medical issues. And she's trying to nurse it back to health, and the medication that is needed for as a trial to try and nurse this kitten back to health is kind of pricey. So there is a link on my Facebook page if you want to donate. In fact, Leona, if you would be so kind to put your donation link in the chat. If you guys can donate $1, 50 cents, anything to help this kitty out. It's I don't know. I have a severe soft spot for animals. I don't have any children. I have 2 cats. I used to have a dog, and those are our fur babies. Those are our children. And I was absolutely devastated when our dog passed, and I haven't been able to. It's been probably 10 years now, and I still don't have the courage heart to get another one yet. So I mean, mad props to you, Leona, for what you do. Besides the fantastic channel, which she just hit 50,000 subscribers, and she just became affiliate on Twitch. But yeah, thank you for everything that you do. Like I said, if you guys can donate $1, 50 cents, just anything, please do so. She's not looking for a whole lot. I think she's just trying to get $350 or something like that for the medication. The kit needs 4 courses over a month's period, and I think each one is like $100 or something like that. So yeah, if you guys can, please do so. In fact, I don't. Let me see if I can do this. I think I can. Yeah, so how is everybody doing? Like seriously. Let me do this. Copy link. So what I will do, and you can actually follow Leona over at her page as well. So I posted a link to her Facebook page. Make sure that actually takes you there and doesn't take you to Cats Gone Wild, because that's my other hobby. Okay, so it does take you there. It takes you directly to her post. So so yeah, her link to that and everything is right there. I will put it in the description once this video is over, so that it is there. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm a horrible person. I very well may be a horrible person. I would donate money first, and both Jim and I did. But I would donate money first to help an animal than someone sitting on the middle of the divider with a sign, because a lot of times those people actually make more money than you do at your job from panhandling, and they let themselves be in that position at any time, because I've been there. I was oh, it's story time. You didn't know? I probably spent a good quarter of my childhood pretty much homeless and on my own, from about 13 to about 17, 18. In fact, when my wife met me, I was I was pretty much homeless. Whatever I had in my backpack was what I had, and I was content with it, but I wasn't happy. So people put themselves in that situation. I put myself in the situation of being homeless because I didn't want to be with my family for reasons. And then I am a firm believer that a lot of these people let themselves, there are enough programs, there are enough opportunities that people don't have to be in that. I went from someone that had high school education to putting myself through school, and now I work in, I'm not a surgeon, but I work for a very prominent neurosurgery group here in the Valley. So yeah. Yeah, I've met enough people. I've met enough people, and I've sat and I've talked to enough people that are in the homeless position, that they choose that because one reason or another. They don't want to pay taxes, they don't want to do this, they don't want to do that. They want the freedom to do whatever that they want, and more power to them. But I'm not gonna, I will donate money to animal charities every time over that. I will not give money to homeless. I will buy them food. If they're hungry and they want something to eat, I will buy them food, but I will not just give them money. All right, well, now that we got that over with, I'm sure this isn't helping my throat, but whatever. I'm pretty much just here to chat with you guys, have a good time. What have we got here? Oh, update. I also noticed, now that my throat is sore, that I've dropped about 2 octaves, which is my normal like recording voice, but now it's just my talking voice. Interesting. I did get a message back from GK Hobby about the Yowland High New. They are expecting to have it in stock and shipped out along with the Ether. I think that's the way that you say the company's name. The Ether Zaku Warrior, or Warrior Zaku, however that is, by mid-October. I told him I need it before the end of October because I'm going on a vacation to Tahoe. It's our anniversary, so we will be going there, spending 3-4 days there. So yeah, good times. Ungawa says, what up? Leona's Workshop. You're not a bad person, Dave. Everybody has their own choice to help who they deem worthy, and I thank you immensely for helping out our kitty. Bro, what's up with the Ellie kit? She's literally sitting on the shelf right there. She's all prime. She's pretty much all primed up, but I haven't. I know Leona hasn't had time to work on hers, and I haven't sat and worked on mine yet, like filling gaps and things like that. I haven't done that yet. I am thinking about. I think you guys may. I think I posted a video where I ended up getting a Varidesk or variable desk, and it is 4 feet by 2.5 feet, and it's downstairs. And I had planned on using that for recording my overhead and some face-on review videos. But Wifey Sauce has been down in the very same room teaching her classes, which means I can't use it for what I intended it for. So I'm thinking about taking the backdrop and everything that I had down there, putting it over this window, putting that table here, moving this rack out of here. I'm thinking about rearranging this room, putting my PC and stuff on the corner of that table. That way I can use it and I can do reviews and stuff. I can even do some of this standing up. I could easily just unhinge this camera, the overhead camera, from here to the overhead rig that I have mounted to that table for stuff like that. I think it would give it a different dynamic, and honestly, my room's a clusterfuck. Like, it's claustrophobic. So that's a thought that I've been running with, just opening up some space and stuff. If I could afford it, I would actually rent a space about the size of a garage, maybe bigger, so that I just had space. I had space to build, I had space to review, I had space to set up a camera on a tripod and sit far enough away. And I don't know. I have dreams, people. I have dreams. And it's not dreams like I want to be like this giant YouTuber or so forth. Like, I love doing video. I love making videos. I like editing videos. This is where I miss having a house, is when I had a house, I had the space to be able to do that. And our place is big. Don't get me wrong. It's upstairs, downstairs, and I'm upstairs right now, but the upstairs is 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Downstairs is a family room and a living room and kitchen. So I'm kind of stuck. Let's see here. Tail Whip, did you see the H.M. de Bison on? No, I did not see that. Did they do a new color? Leona's, oh, by the way, my RD Station Opera paint shelves came in yesterday. Really? The paint shelves? Wait, huh? Just the shelves got delivered to you, or the whole RD, like the whole RD Station? Gunpla Fixation. What about the Android versus Vegeta kit? Sitting right there. They sent to my US address via next day. Ooh, well, that's awesome. Okay, it would help if I kind of scanned, but I don't scan. Dead to Death says that's awesome to hear. Leona's, and they didn't charge me for shipping either. It's finally here, but I haven't been feeling well today to put it together. Congratulations. I think you will love it. All the rearranging, all for rearranging. Yeah, I do it a couple times a year until I find like that. That's another thing. I want to get off a carpet. Like, I have a couple of their 1/2 3/4 inch sheets of polycarbonate below me. They're chair mats, but I have 2 of them sitting next to each other, so I can roll around on here. But I want to get off a carpet. I want a solid floor so that I can roll around, or God forbid I drop something, I can find it and it doesn't get sucked in the carpet. Leo's workshop. No, just the shelves. I can't wait for the pirate sheet to go away. It's not going away, dude. If anything, I'm going to cut it up and wrap up packages for you for Christmas in it. So what he's talking about, and I can't pull it off. Years ago, we've talked about this in other streams. Years ago, John, aka Dead to Death, sent me a package of kits. And I can't remember if it was part of a trade or if he was sending them to me to hold. I don't remember what the circumstances were. I just remember it was a big ass box. And in there, for packing material, he stuck, it's literally a bed sheet, but it has gray stripes on it. Kind of looks like Raider Nation, with skull and crossbones. And I've always called it the pirate sheet. And I've always had it on a wall ever since, like in one form or another. And it's been over this window for actually quite a few years. So he's hoping I throw it away. Heat stroke. Jeez, first of all, what are you doing out in the heat that much? Yeah, you need the electrolytes, plenty of water, things like that. So let me see. I will be over there. Yeah, 6+ years old. Yeah, it's been there for a while. Damn, this chair is squeaky. Like, I gotta get that fixed too. So I guess we might as well do this. Let me show you some stuff that I've been messing with since I felt like crap. Had to go get groceries at noon. Big mistake. Oh, yeah. So, what have I been working on? I have been working on part of the Sosby base. You can hear there's loose parts in here. I think I'm going to get a piece of MDF. That's going to fall out. And replace this because I can't keep it flat. It keeps bowing on me. But I think I'm going to get a piece of MDF. I have some here. I just have to find it and do a new base, and then maybe do some felt on the bottom of that. But I've been working on that. That's part of the Sosby bust. Part here, part there. They're just being held together. There's no glue. If Jim is still here, she does already. Well, it's black, so, and I would not be surprised because it's on a sun window. So I would not be surprised if when I go to take it down, it just starts decomposing and turning to dust. So I got this kit. Well, this kit I got from Jim. Jim, did you ever do any piecing together of this? Like just seeing how the parts fit and so forth? The reason I'm asking is because I've worked on 2 of these. Both of them had the same damn problem. And both of them I ended up using claw plate to make it where these fit. I found on the 5.5 ounce plastic containers, like my wife likes when she has french fries and things like that, we'll put mayo in there. So she likes those little cups, and I don't have one sitting up here, just the disposable cups. I was like, I wonder. So I figured out cutting the bottom off one of those cups actually fits in here perfectly. First of all, I had to do a shit ton of sanding on here to get these rings to fit. And then, so that fits on there now perfectly. I did not have to use any claw plate. I didn't have to do anything, and I can glue those on there once it's all set. So that was easy peasy. I'm glad I ended up figuring that out. I could use something else. I thought about using the butter, a lid from a butter container, things like that. But, you know, that's one of the fun things about working on projects like this is figuring out little ways to fix their mistakes. Because I'd sent them an email when I first got my first one, like, what, 10 years ago? Something like that. To fix this issue. Because if you look in the instruction manual, actually this gives you a good view. Let me line it up. So right here, you can see where those pieces go. And they look like they fit in behind the thing. But they don't because they made them too small. So, yeah. You guys are dumbasses. You never fix your shit. But yeah, this is what I've just been messing around with a little bit. This guy is down off the shelf. I need to kind of piece him back together. He's down off the shelf because Angawa got his version of this from G-System Best, I believe. And I was sending him pictures so that he could compare his to an original. So his is pretty close. I still think this one looks a little bit better, but that is my own thoughts. They did do the G-System Best did do a decent job of looks like 3D printing the parts on there though. So that's why this guy's down here. Let's see here. Gunpla Fixation says I did no dreyfing, just parts check. Also, Jim is awesome. If you ever end up ordering, you know, if you ever end up trading him for anything or buying anything from him and it has decals, let me show you something. It goes off there. It goes off there. So this one is not sealed anymore, but the one for Sasvi is. This guy is a god. Not only does he put them in light-proof bags so that they don't fade. Now these are for the high new head. Yes, I have the high new head as well for from this company, which I got from Jim. But then he vacuum packs his decals so that there is no chance of them getting ruined. Jim is a freaking god. So I had to put you out there, Jim. Yeah, that's freaking awesome. If you ever decide you don't want that, and Dave doesn't want it either, I want first tips on what? The dibs on what? No. Hey Alan, how are you? Yeah, so yeah, I love that. I've actually thought about the grocery store actually has one of those like vacuum packer things that I've almost thought about picking up one just for decals and stuff. Yes, light and moisture does kill decals. There's nothing worse. There is nothing worse than, ooh, I could do a video on that. Mental note. There is nothing worse than having a kit for some time and you finally get down to using it and find out that the decals are all warped and crap like that and basically useless. Nothing sucks more than that. Okay, note to self. Make video on Doesn't mean shit to you guys, does to me. Okay. Let's see here. Glad California is dry as usual, says Alan. They're talking about we may get some rain next week. I don't know. I'm hoping the temperatures at least drop. I'm kind of worried about rain with all the fires. So we're in a 50-50. Let me do this. We're in a 50-50 position. We need the rain to put out fires, but sometimes that also brings lightning, which can cause more fires. But there's also areas, I'm not too worried about our mountains as far as slides, but I worry about LA because every time there's fires down there and then there's rains, there's mudslides. So it's kind of a 50-50 like yay day, but we definitely need some rain. We need cooler temperatures. Let's see. Gunpla says just make sure you place a real sturdy cardboard backing, otherwise you will crush your decals. I have noticed that from the way that you pack them. Thank you very much. I believe those are food membranes. It allows moisture out and prevent coming in. Alan also says I spent today building for once. Rain isn't the issue. It's the floods after the fire and rain. Yeah, floods, flash floods, mudslides, crap like that. Not good. All right. So, yes, I have already kind of cracked this open. I have not told the person that I'm doing this yet. So, and I did kind of tear it open just to peek at it because I wasn't sure what this was. Like, they never contacted. They said that they were express shipping it, but they never told me who to expect from where. And I got a notice from DHL from the app because when you have an account, anytime someone ships you something to your address or your name, it automatically shows up in your basically feed. But I have a couple things coming from China, so I was like, okay, who is this from? Well, it comes to find out that it's from them. So I'm letting you guys have first peek. So I don't know what all this is. It's weighty though. So what all did they send me? Okay, so we have the equivalent of, and I will be comparing these to the Madworks sanders. We have some 600, some 1,000, some sponges. We'll take a look at those in a second. More sponges. 800, 600, 800, more sponges, more sponges, more sponges. Jeezy, crazy. Some brushes that they carry. I will have to look these up. We will do a test. So this is a 0, 00, and 000. I will have to find out what kind of hairs that these are, because I like to know whether they're synthetic or real. But we have that. 400. So those will come in handy. Wait, what are these? So these are sticky sandpapers. These are sticky sandpapers. But what's the difference? Or is it just coloring? Hold on. Hold on, wait a minute. Come on, girl, get it, get it. Let's see here. Ungawa says, make unboxing video for one kit. Meanwhile, I crack open 15 kits in an hour. Okay, so this is a 1200. Let's get to what this is. So, what is the difference? There's high efficiency. They have different serial numbers. Sticky sandpaper, sticky sandpaper. 20, 25. I'm assuming there's 25 in here. High efficiency. Let's see. Let's compare. Curiosity killed the cat. Dad to Death says, so many tools, they packed it full. They did pack it full. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. So this is the 1,000. This is 1,000. But this one, I wonder if one's made for wet and one's made for dry. This one feels rougher. This one feels smoother. This one feels more like 1,000. Well, we will test these out and find out. So that's kind of interesting. I have a sneaky feeling if I go poking around that I will find out that these are made for wet use, where the others are made more for dry use. So interesting. As I said before, there is a link down below to go over to Amazon and check out their store. Okay, so we have those sandpaper things, we have those sandpaper things, we have those. I know John is waiting to take a look at these. What else we got? Oh, we got 1,200 in these. Okay. So we have plenty of those. They sent me 3 of the Saboro style flat files. I'm interested to take a look at these. They sent me some of these in, Jesus, if you wanted a super, oh, I was expecting something bigger. Wait, how does that work? Are there different ones in here? Because it says 1,200 to 1,500. 1,200. No, these all say 1,200. 1,200 to 1,500. I'm not sure how that works, but yeah, so these are our sanding sponges. So 3 millimeters thick. So try and get this. Trying not to damage packaging so that when I do the video, it doesn't look like a heathen got hold of it. So there's 1,200 to 1,500, 500 to 600, 320 to 400. The hell, 800 to 1,000, and 1,800 to 2,000. Really? So this says 1,800 to 2,000, but at least by touch, this feels exactly like the 1,200. I don't know. We'll work that out. All right, let's get this box out of the way. Ugh. They sent me a set of these nippers, which look awfully lot like my favorites. Those look exactly the same, don't they? Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So there's those, and then there's these. And I think these are the ones that they have on Amazon that I have the link down below. These they have for $13. I'm not going to crack it open right now. But that seems interesting. These look a little more heavy duty. They don't have a god hand cut to them, but they do have a nice tip on there. So yeah, we'll end up testing those out. I know that Zach over at Galactic is getting some new toys in. Some new tools, because to me those are toys. Ew. Yeah, it'll all depend on Yeah, if once I'm all tail whip, stay on me. Once I'm all done with these, I will, because they're pink, and I know that you really don't have any nippers. I will try and remember to forward these to you. One of these two pair, but I'll try and do the pink ones because I know you're a girl. I know you like pink. Okay, so where are the strengths on here? Because they all have the same model number at the top. Please tell me they're not all the same. Okay, for science, before we do the review, we're going to take a... Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, handles. The handles feel kind of cheapy. But handles are not what are important. It's actually the bottom part. And I know... I told John that I was going to end up doing this so he could see him. Yeah, Toys R Us, because we are Toys R Us kids. Wonder why all these nipper companies refuse to give some sort of metal treating or hardening. Because it adds to the cost. Nothing worse than having metal rusting. Yeah. Okay. Which, this one looks like it already has... It has something going on. All right. So, I didn't even check. I feel horrible if somebody's been sitting in chat. Is anybody in chat? Nobody's in chat? All right. Oh, it felt like crap that I've been sitting in chat over on Discord and somebody's in there and I'm not even talking to them. Okay. So what have we got? I'm trying to figure out how to hold these so that I can... Okay, let's get this light over here. Ooh, nice light. So that John can see. So here are the filey parts. I will have to do a test on these. This one already looks kind of corroded. It doesn't really show up. You can kind of see it. I can't tell what that is. You can see right there at that angle. It looks like something's in the grooves. But here is my Saboro. Let me... knock the stuff out of it. Where's my closest one? This looks pretty close. Okay. So on the right side is the Saboro. The middle is going to be this new brand. And to add another to the mix, here is the U-Star brand that I ended up picking up a few months ago. So now the one difference is that the Saboro actually it's colored like it's tempered. I don't know if these others are or not. Only time will end up telling. But I hope at least that makes it a little more clear. I'm not sure if people coat oil on these bare metal tools. Some companies do, like Saboro, like these. They actually come wrapped in oil paper, where a lot of companies don't. Let me do this here real quick. The handles, you can make yourself another handle or something like that. It just, I mean, it's got some texture to it. I actually prefer the handles of these because it has this groove in here, so you actually have something to grab hold of. That's my personal preference. Not sure how well the glue is going to set up, but I'm going to send John a picture of these. Da 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 da. Everything is beautiful in its own way. Okay, so if you're still in here, John, just sent you pictures close up of those. I don't think it matters which one I put it, because it's all, they say the same thing, which is kind of discouraging, because they should have different model numbers, because, well, they're different styles. But these are lifesavers. Like, either way, as long as you take care of them, these are lifesavers. For when you're trying to plane down some plastic or something on basing or something like that, these do come in really handy. I think the U-Stars, I think I paid $35–40 for them. They came in this box with this little foam thing in here, and with the wire brush, which is something you actually want. You want one of those wire brushes to clean out the things. Clean the thing out of the thing. Let's see here. Soboro sounds like something else. I see the pics. Left is the Soboro, right? Definitely looks significantly nicer. The right one, the ridges look like already getting a little worn. Yeah, on the Saburo, it's funny, on my Saburo, it's always been this way. Like, the edges are kind of jagged on a lot of them, but it works great. Like, it really tears into stuff. But it's always had that kind of jagged edge feel, but the others don't. So I don't know, but I have used it a lot. Okay, model professional tools. What do we got here? Doesn't really say, but so these are metal. They've got everything in centimeters on here. Equidistance ruler. Okay, that probably should say equal distance. Maybe I'm just dumb, but it is nice because it has slots on here for 1 millimeter, 5 or 1.5, 2, 2.5, and 3. So I guess you could use this for making panel lines, or at least measuring out. So that's kind of cool. What else we got here? Here's another one, and these are different shapes. It'll probably help if I got my big ass head out of the way. Let me get this light out of here. So yeah, so these are metal, and it looks like, come on, el focuso. So it looks like you have all these different shapes and stuff, so you can do patterns on your styrene. So kind of interesting. So on this, you actually get, it says, like on these patterns right here, 1.5, 1 millimeter circles, 2 millimeter triangles, 1.5 triangles, 1 millimeter triangles. So you could do this over your tape if you're wanting to tape out those designs, or if you're wanting to scribe those designs. Each one of these is a different distance, different height. So I look forward to trying to implement these into some of my stuff. Same way here, you have more. You have, Jesus Christ, I can barely read that. 0.3 millimeter notches, 0.5 millimeter notches, 0.3 millimeter, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6 millimeter for doing notches. This is actually pretty awesome. Like, I can find a lot of uses for these. 0.6 millimeter, 8, 1, 1.2, and 1.5 millimeter holes. This is... I am not sure what this is. So you have some triangles. You have 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, 3 millimeter, 15 millimeter, 10 mil. I guess this is, you could use these as templates for like taping down on your pieces. Or if you're wanting to cut exact strips, that's what I would end up using these for. So on these, I know exactly what these are, and I am exactly excited about these. So on this, you actually have, and this one's trying to poke out of the package. So on this one, you actually have different patterns on here. You can lay your tape over the top of these and then basically just slide along all of the lines to cut yourself your patterns that you want, be it octagon, anything like that. It makes your life a lot easier when you're trying to do that, and you're not worried about damaging whatever you've got it on for that. Oh, I am such a twat. Yes, that's right, I said twat. I know exactly what these are for. I know what these are for. Okay, and this gave it away. I don't know why they're not on here, but they are on here. These are for the sanding, the sanding papers. This one's coming open, so I don't know that there was one of these in here. There should have been, I think. It may have fallen out. So, and this is what gave it away. So, ooh, these are nice and heavy. I like the coating on here, red. These are nice and heavy duty. So these are designed, they're not templates for cutting out things. These are designed for putting your sanding papers on, for flat filing or getting into little spots, things like that. At least that's what I'm assuming, because that's what those are for. And I don't think that this is any thicker. I don't have a caliper, so yeah. So that's actually pretty damn cool, and that's going to come in handy. You could do that getting into little thin areas too. They feel very significant, so that's cool. Yeah, they're photo etch templates or sanding sticks. That's very cool. So yeah, that's what we got in here, boys and girls. We'll take a peek. I love tools. Love tools. Okay. They always put that in there. I always throw it away because I never end up using it. All right, so here's the heavier, dudier ones. Come on. Poke it. Really? Really? You're going to be this way with me? Not today, Satan. Not today. Don't fuck with me. Okay. And doing this with my eyes closed feels pretty level. Sharp edge on this side, flat edge on this side. I don't know what this is from, but this is what we're going to do. Burp. And not bad. kind of pulls. You can see how it pulls in the center. So it doesn't shear off completely. It kind of pulls. But general nippers, I mean, what, they got these for $13. So for $13, that's not bad. I've seen much worse. I have had much worse. And it's a hell of a lot better than using nail clippers. Because I know that's John's favorite. Seeing people using nail clippers or wanting to know if they can use nail clippers from the dollar store to trim their pieces. Let's see. This one, the packaging has a little more side cutter. I thought I said gutter. It's a little felt cover. Okay. It's got oil on the blade, so that's a good thing. Not too sharp of a tip, so we're not going to snap it off. No gaps. It has a flat edge, but it almost has a regular edge. So of course this is not the review, but you can see that's actually a lot better. Yeah. So I think these will be good. I don't know how much these are. I will have to, of course, when I do the reviews on each of these, I'll have to find the individual links and the pricing on there. But not bad. I don't think they're very expensive. Awesome. So that is about it. If you want to check out, so this company, they sell a lot of this stuff both on Amazon and also on eBay, but they also do like add-on parts. How do I put it? They do add-on parts, but they're like 3D printed. They're kind of odd, and they said they were going to send me some with the next batch of stuff that they were going to send me, but they had already gotten this one out because I also wanted to try some of their photo etch add-ons to kits along with some of their 3D printed add-ons. So look forward to those at some point. But we're going to do like actual reviews on each of these different sets for this company. They were kind enough to express ship them over from China to me, so I can at least do videos on them. I think these will come in really handy for not just Gunpla, but also like military modelers and stuff. These I look forward to. I seriously thought that these were templates. I'm pointing at crap you guys can't see. I seriously thought that these were for templates, but they actually look like sanding backers. These will come in handy for not just us, but also all forms of model builders for templates. These guys, looking forward to testing these out. Especially since Saburo stopped making the flat files. Yes, I've seen the Mr. Hobby file that looks like the nail clippers, and I was like, really? And then, okay, so we have these, and then we have these, and I wonder if that's why they sent me two different styles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I wonder if that's why they ended up sending me two different styles of these. But I'm pretty sure that these are, they feel like the wet sanding sandpaper. So I think these are for wet, these are for dry. And then these brushes, these HD brushes. Here, let's pull these open. Let's take a look. handles are okay. If you guys want my honest opinion, like initial, those are really stiff. I don't know if they're intending these to be used for panel lining or what. Keep in mind, I'm a bitch, okay? I've got this set, which has Kolinsky in here, and these are from Airbrush Tower. These were actually cheap. These were like $23 for 6 brushes. On the other end of that spectrum, I have the Winsor & Newton Series 7, which are about $20 each. Those are like god tier brushes. But if you guys can see that the ferrule actually points out at a direction, which is not exactly cool. Are they all that way? The handles, they're plastic. They kind of feel cheap. A little stray hair there. That one's not as bad. The tip's not great. That one's not bad. They're not great, but I'll have to look at the pricing. If they're cheaply priced, then great. But if they're pricey in any way, then I don't think so. There's too many good options to buy bad brushes for your stuff. I don't even know what those hairs are made out of, because they're not Kolinsky's. They may be Saber or something like that. They could be. They look like actual hair. They don't look like synthetic. They should be rinsed first. Yeah. Who's your brush guy? You're paying too much for your brushes. Like I love my Series 7. Some I got for pretty cheap. It all depends. My brush person is whoever I find online with usually the cheapest prices. But I do go to my local art shop so that I can actually make sure that the brushes are in good condition and haven't been jacked with. There is nothing more irritating than going to Michael's or something like that, and they have good brushes over there, and then you find like people have picked up the brushes and they're doing this and they're doing this on their face, and then, you know, and the hairs are going every freaking direction. So Kolinsky is Sable. What am I thinking? I know Kolinsky is Sable. What's the other one, the other hair that they end up using? There's another type of, who's your worm guy? Oh, I'm not an Office fan, so sorry, I didn't get that. That's an Office joke. Yeah, I never got into The Office. It was too stupid a humor for me. Yeah. So that's about it. I'm not going to crack open anything and start working with it yet. I'll do that for my review videos. If Prime Buy888 happens to stop by and see this, I will actually send them a link. Thank you very much for sending these, and I will get reviews up as I get reviews up. They shouldn't be very long. They should only be like a couple minutes each. I will test everything out. That's, you know, I'm fulfilling my end of the bargain, damn it. And then I will end up using them. Like, ultimately, I will end up using them. I'll use anything if it works. But, yeah, so that is it for that. I gotta put the Sosby bust back up on the shelf. I gotta get it on my eyesight. Or not the Sosby bust, well, yeah, it is the Sosby bust, but not the Sosby bust. I gotta get this guy back up on the shelf to collect more dust for a while. The mechanical bust, I'm gonna put away. I think once I finish this stream, I'm going to start tearing stuff off of these racks. And I may keep one or two up. My thoughts are, and I'm going to run it by you guys. You're not going to be able to see it, but I'm going to run it by you guys. My thoughts are that, because I'm going by my space here, I can put the curtain display over the window like a curtain is supposed to be. I can put that up over here. I can put my adjustable table over here. I can put my PC either A, break down this gaming desk that I have over here, because it's an L shape, but it doesn't have to be an L shape. Break down into the sections where I can put the PC on it in the corner, and then I have the full desk to do whatever I want with at any time. And then I can put the display that's behind me over here against that wall with my other displays so I can fill it out more. Basically free up all of the space behind me. That's what I want to do. We'll see how that ends up going. Could try it again. Love the show. So yeah, I think that's about it. My biggest thing that I'm thinking about is I have the RD station. I have that all set up. I have some stuff that won't fit on the RD station. Can you hear the wheels grinding in my brain? I don't know, guys. I don't know. But yeah, so that is that's kind of my thoughts. I'm kind of lost. Sorry. I don't mean to space out. Like, my shoulder's bugging me and I'm looking around, and I want to show you guys what I ended up getting in. Tomorrow, hold on. Let me check. UPS, I have a package that came internationally, but it's on hold in LA until customs is done with it. FedEx is due to deliver my new shocks for the scooter, which has been sitting here in Fresno since Monday, and they refused to deliver it because it's not the scheduled delivery date that their computer system stated. Stupid. I have another package coming from Stockton to here, but I don't think I will get it until Monday, Tuesday. That one's a new hoodie for this winter. Actually, it's for Tahoe. I'm looking at the tracking. So my helmet has arrived. I probably won't do an unboxing for that. I'll let you guys see it, but Galactic is still between Grand Rapids and here, so I may not see that until Monday. For that, I will do pretty much the same thing here for that. Speaking of, we'll pretty much do the same thing as that for the new tools. First look. I like doing these first looks and chatting with you guys. And then everybody else can end up seeing the actual reviews. Don't care about NFL. Tomorrow's forecast 98. And I think that's about it. You know what is funny is I was thinking about if I take a section of my hobby or my computer desk that's over here, that's a glass top too, that I've actually had for years and years, that I originally was filming over, and put against this wall, I could put the PC on it, the main PC on it, could put some display stuff on there, because that's what it would be for. And I could put part of the arty station. I could extend the arty station over, make my area wider. Then I could put the adjustable table here, get rid of this crap, but I still have to figure out something for the spray booth. So I could just move the spray booth down to that corner. So here's my thinking. If Angawa's still in here, Angawa has built himself a hobby room, and he basically has a whole wall of desks. So he has his spray booth, he has desk, and then there's another desk. For me, that's dangerous having that much working room to lay out stuff, but at the same time, I like the thought of being able to spread out. And I can't put my adjustable table here. I mean, I could, but it would be up underneath here, and I can actually go pretty damn high. So I don't know. It's going to be one of those things that I have to play around with. Someday I will have everything perfect. Also, for you guys that are still here, stay tuned, because I very well may just start giving shit away. I have a bunch of snapped up kits. I have a bunch of other things. I am going to eventually set up the membership thing, which would be cool if somebody wants to join that. And I will start, I'm probably going to start giving away a little miscellaneous stuff. Just random during my lives, you know, picking someone out of the live chat and sending them something. Because I have a bunch of snapped up stuff that I'm not doing anything with. I have a barber toast sitting over there. I'm not doing anything with. That could go to somebody. I have a bunch of high grades. I have a bunch of other things, and they literally just collect dust. I understand a lot of people, they love displaying stuff, and I do too. But a lot of times it just collects dust. I've enjoyed building it. I will never repose it. I will never transform it. I will just, you know, pass it on to others that will enjoy it. Angawa says, try drafting a blueprint, take measurements. Yeah. Let's see. Alan says, word, I came back from eating dinner. Good timing. And Gunpla Fixation says, ooh, giveaways. Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of stuff. I've got some that I know that Angawa doesn't want. I've got like the Maniac Studios 00 Quanta dress up kit that I'm not going to end up doing anything with. I have a bunch of stuff that I don't know. I'm a whore. That's what I know. A hoarder. Also, a lot of the things like if I get any stuff sent over from Galactic Toys as far as kits and stuff to review, A lot of times, like those end up going in boxes. Like once I've built them up and stuff, they just go in boxes. So I may just start when I do a unboxing and review on those. I may just go, okay guys, leave a comment down below, and in a week I will pick one person from that from the comment section and give it away. That seems like something that I can end up doing. That way someone else can enjoy it. If someone wants to paint it, modify it, do whatever with it. I have 6 of the One Piece Grand Ship collection ships coming that I am planning on, because those are pretty simple. I am planning on doing unboxing, builds, possible like basic paint, and giveaways on those. So that should be interesting. Hey, don't be knocking Maniac Studios. Maniac Studios does some good stuff. I have the Maniac Studios double Zeta conversion. I haven't done anything with it, but I have it. I agree, having a ton of stuff that is end up being in backlog. Well, that, and I have a bunch, like I said, I have a bunch of stuff that just snapped up that I'm literally not doing anything with it, just collecting dust. Two freaking perfect grade unicorns sitting up here, full lights and everything, and I'm kind of tired of looking at them. I mean, I don't mean to be an ass about it, but kind of tired of looking at them. They've been up there for years. I do require a second master grade Sinanju for a conversion kit. Do I have another one? I think I only have one. Maniac Studios grows. I just dislike how little they change on kits for how pricey they are. That I understand. It's 99% more panel lines. Yeah, I can understand that. Pre-built, that could be the solid frames for resins do sound enticing. Yeah, I mean, you could always use like the ones that I end up reviewing for like base kits, or like I said, it doesn't cost you any money for making them into kit bashing. So yeah, I need, now that I have my RD station and I have my workspace, I need more space. I don't need more space. I want more space. I want more clean layout, and that's what I've always been striving for. Like every time you guys see me do an addition, or I disappear for a few weeks and then I come back and things look different, it's because I've changed up lighting, I've changed up camera setting or camera layouts. I'm always trying to find where I have clear space, where you guys have a good view, I have good workspace and good zen. And I do not have good zen now. I do not. I do in this section right here. Like this section right here. Everything else is shitville. Gunpla Fixation says, I'll take a PG unicorn off your hands. Well, I have a PG unicorn, full armor, all the add-ons, the light up base, the whole 9 yards sitting up there, and I also have a Banshee, full light up, along with the claw arm and gun thing. I have that too. It's the bootleg version of the claw arm and thing, but I have that too. Got any cross silhouette frames laying around? I don't think so. Don't think so. So again, I'm putting that link in right now, and then I will also I use Chinese knockoff one from Stickler Studios, Jigen, for the clear. Yeah, I actually, so here's the thing with the PG unicorns and the aftermarket light kits. I actually like the aftermarket light kits better than I like the Bandai ones, because one, you could add your own sound effects. Two, they have more options as far as lighting and everything. You can change the lighting. You can do all kinds of funky stuff with them. I think that they were better. The thing I don't like about those perfect grades, and it's part of what I don't like, it's about the only thing I don't like about the perfect grade Exia, is you have to have it attached to the base to light up. That's my one thing that I don't like. I wish that there was another way to end up doing that. I understand for power reasoning and programming and stuff, but it just looks blah on that base, if you know what I mean. I do want to get another PG Exia though, without the lights. So yes, the link I just posted up, that will take you to Leona's workshop page on Facebook. If you can help her out with 50 cents, $1, anything to help out her kitty for the medication that they need for her. She, like I said in the beginning of this stream, she has a heart of gold. And I know it was hard for her to ask for any help. And so that's why I'm asking for her. So yeah, anything that you can end up giving would be awesome. I would appreciate it. She would appreciate it. Her kitty's life would appreciate it. Yes, I'm going to pull on those heartstrings. But I think that's going to be about it. We've gone about an hour and a half, somewhere in there. I'm going to organize all this. I may work on a couple of these videos for tomorrow, so that I can get them out and get them done, and so I can get some of the stuff put away. I picked up a Demand PG Exia Avalanche. How is that, Jason? I've seen it. I've thought about it. But I have, down at the bottom, one of the ones, I forgot what brand it was. I don't think it was the band. If John's still here, he would know. But that one was a great build, with LEDs. And so I have that one, and it's a master grade, and it takes up some space, but it would be kind of cool to have a perfect grade one of those. I haven't started it yet. Have you at least looked at the parts? Do they look all warped and crap? What I would do, the master grade Avalanche that you got, me one and yourself one. I forgot what the brand company was. Oh, the Dragon Momoko. Yeah, that was it. Didn't you end up doing the other one, the Demand or whatever, something like that, and that ended up being shit. Bandai one is P Bandai though for the perfect grade. God, you know that's going to end up raping pockets. I'll post something, some pics on the Facebook page. Okay, cool. There's none for the PG. Yeah, other than the Daiban or whatever the one. And I don't even think Daiban ended up doing the original one. I think another company ended up doing the perfect grade one. But it would be cool to see the perfect grade Exia with the Avalanche pack attached to it. That'd just take up god-awful space. I'm also looking at, so you guys know that I live on caffeine, sarcasm, and broken dreams. And I'm looking at a broken dream right now. Well, it's not broken. I just don't know if I'll ever do what I want with it. This is where I'm a hoarder and I buy shit and I don't do what I intend with it. Because I'm looking at the dendrobium. It's a great big giant fucking kit. That's another thing. If I get rid of this, I don't know where I'm going to put that sumbitch. I mean, I could hang it from the ceiling. I have no idea where the high grade for it is. I think I threw it away. Because, yeah, high grades. He's in pieces somewhere. Or in a box somewhere. I never built it. So I'm looking at the dendrobium. Man, it's hard to get those. It's a lot smaller now than it was when it was not built. Just big. Damn it. Let's see here. PG Phoenix was criminally expensive. It was. That black one. I forgot what the exclusive black one that they ended up doing. The high gloss black one. Jesus. That one was so freaking expensive. Dave needs a clear shapes off for the PG Phoenix. Phoenix is okay. I mean, it's okay. I gave away all my gold. I can't paint a Phoenix anymore. Because that's what I had all that gold for, was painting the master grade Phoenix. The kit you're thinking of, terrible ass kit. I want to kit bash the dendrobium. That's what that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to kit bash it. I wanted to put lights and stuff on it. I just don't know if I honestly don't know that I ever will. I enjoyed sitting and building that big ass beast. I don't think I will ever end up doing anything with it. Plenty of people buy the dendrobium. Yeah, but plenty of people don't build the dendrobium. Insane kit. Some good opportunities to detail. It is. Because it's just a blank slate. Mastermind. Yes, the mastermind. That's what it was. $2,000. Yeah, that was ridiculous. But that's also a limited, hence its price. Yeah, they only made what? 50? 100? Something like that. I ended up seeing it. It was a low ass number. And it was crazy. I mean, it was pretty, but it was crazy. And what else we got? I think if I'm completely honest with you guys, this has just been a chit chat session, hasn't it? If I'm completely honest with you guys, I think if I eliminate a lot of this clutter, like even if it's putting it in, which I've been collecting, like Tupperware containers, even if I put it in Tupperware containers and it's out of sight, out of mind, that will also help me focus on Project A, Project B, Project C. I don't know. I'm just rambling right now. I need some medication. I don't have any medication, but I need some medication. I also need to go probably start fixing. Well, no, she's having sandwiches. She can make her own sandwich. Women can make their own sandwich. Don't tell her I said that, because she will probably kill me. So what else? Okay, so here's the plan. Stay tuned. I will do individual reviews on the different tools that I was sent today. I will do unboxing, first look at the new sander and stuff coming from Galactic Toys. Remember, I have a link down below for Galactic Toys. Use Starshadow, which is my last name. Use Starshadow at checkout to get yourself 10% off. There will be a link to the shop on Amazon for these guys, and you will have to kind of be poking around, but it'll at least take you to the $13.99 nippers. We'll compare. I think as far as cheap nippers, these might do pretty damn well. For somebody starting out, I mean, $13. I had someone leave a comment on one of my videos when I was talking about, what was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about the file, the God Hand file, the flat file, and the cost on it, and they made some comment about that they got their whole hobby set up, their hobby tools, their nippers. They said they got God Hand nippers too. They got all of that for less than $30 on Amazon, and I was like, I'm kind of calling bullshit. I don't know what you got as far as the rest of hobby tools. If that works for you, then cool. But I don't like trolls. I leave their comments up so other people can troll them, but I don't like trolls. Let's see. Alan says, Angawa, ever notice that their XI kit or G kit is a copy of G Systems 172? And Dead to Death says that's pretty typical of their kits, honestly. Look, there's another comment. When they were Alien, their Casatria was a downscale of the G System kit, even down to the frame. It was. So here is, since we're on this, here is how China works. China will go, Company A has a good product, we can copy it. There are a lot of times that there are people that are like in our industry, they are hobbyists, so they enjoy this stuff too. Sorry. They enjoy this stuff too, so they may make modifications. They may build one and go, you know what, this could be better if it was downscaled, or this could be better if there was more panel lines, or this could be better if the joints did this. And they'll create that, and then they will completely recast and remake that as their own and sell it. There are zero rules and regulations over in China about doing that. It's mad crazy. And that's part of where a lot of companies have issues. I mean, I know companies like Hot Toys. Now, Hot Toys is based out of Hong Kong, which is now China now. But other companies try copying them in China because they can. And there are a lot of times that you end up hearing about it's getting a little bit worse because somehow they're getting either master molds either made or from like Bandai kits. That's how come some companies like Daban and some of the others, like, other than the material that is pumped into those kits is different, and that's what causes some of the warping and stuff, the molds themselves are a lot of times exactly the same. Somehow they've managed to get hold of, you know, a master mold or one of the metal molds. I don't know how they end up doing it. Money makes the world go around, so I'm sure there was something involved with that. But yeah, it's much like the Neo grade. So Angawa got the GSB 160 scale Sosby, which is exactly like my Neo grade Sosby, and we've kind of compared pictures, and other than like his has some bubbles and stuff in it, they look pretty damn similar. I don't know how the fit is. He's already boxed it up and everything. I don't know how the fit is, but they've literally just taken the one cast and made a mold of it. The problem is when a lot of companies end up doing that is you've got shrinkage on some parts, you've got expansion on others, you've got offset on parts. So there may be 30 different companies making a copy of X kit, and you will have 30 different fittings on there. It's crazy. And now that I've poked the hornet's nest, let's see what I've done. Let's see here. Alien Cassandra downscale, even down to the frame. On Go, I hadn't noticed Alan, but that would be surprising. She may be a copy of the Mechanicore kit. Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny that Mechanicore ended up coming out with the G kit, and then next thing you know, G System had a G kit. I'm pretty sure that the Mechanicore kit came out first. G System came out way before. Did it? Like, I can't even keep it. That wasn't really a kit that I had interest in, so I don't I didn't keep track of that. I just know someone came out with it, then another person came out with it. So one came out in resin, one came out in plastic. That makes sense. Alan says, yeah, IP copyright is non-existent in China. Ongawa, I know G System was around before Alien. Yeah, long before Alien. I don't know when each kit from each company was released. I thought all Mechanicore kits lately were 172, 160. Here's something as far as, and I actually talked to someone at G System, actual G System one time though, was the reason that they have 172 scale is to avoid attention from companies like Bandai and so forth, because it's bad enough that they look like their kits and everything, but if they start advertising it as 160 scale, a perfect grade scale, then they really come after. But if you change it 172 scale, 150 scale, something like that, but if you put it up next to like a 160 scale perfect grade, it fits. Because they're making kits of smaller mobile suits, which makes it okay to maintain the price point the kits are selling. You think Bandai would destroy their molds when they retire. And then Dead Death says Bandai is yet to destroy any molds, let alone retire any. Yeah, unless there's severe warping or so forth on a mold, they're steel molds. There's no reason to get rid of them. They just put them on a freaking shelf, and then 5 years later, dump a whole bunch more recolors on the market. Don't recast shame me. I can't find an original. They do lose molds though, is what Dead says. Like the OG 144 double Zeta kits, which is why those kits are worth a good chunk of money if you have one. People are looking for one. Ongawa said there's no way they haven't retired a mold. They make multiples of them. They don't retire designs. Although some of those older PGs have issues, they're made in smaller numbers. Turn your mic on, Dave. Huh? Is my mic not on right now? Is it not working? Did I do something? Did I break it? G System G was released in 2011. Mechanicore was 2015. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Is one company copies from another. We have seen in the industry.
Can you hear me, Dave?
Now you're making me all paranoid.
Not in Discord.
Oh wait, I hear you. Hold on. Hello? Hello? Yeah? Hold on. Oh. Meh, it helps if I unmute myself. Sorry, John.
No worries. No worries.
I forgot I muted myself the other day. I thought like I was just muted during the live to YouTube. So we've seen companies either do a resin version of a kit, and then another company will make a plastic version of the kit, which typically doesn't always turn out well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised you didn't remember the Kshatriya. You had, I'm pretty sure you had the G System Kshatriya before the Elan one came out.
Mm-hmm.
I remember you having on hand at one point. And
Yeah.
then that was the whole reason why you didn't care for the Elan plastic kit, because you're like, I'd worked with that bitch. That bitch sucked. You had it twice, actually. You owned...
I owned one for myself, and then I sold it, and then I built
got another one.
for...
I think it was a G System Bet kit, actually. G System
Yeah.
Best kit as well. And then I don't know what happened to that one. I think you sold that. I think you ended up selling that again for something else, to fund like a new hobby.
But yeah, and a lot of them are, they're just downscaling them. And now with the way 3D printers are, and that they can 3D scan pieces, there's no reason why a company can't take something like a G System kit, scan it, and then 3D print smaller scale and make molds from the 3D prints and do that.
Which I don't doubt, because I mean that's almost guaranteed what happened with the Kshatriya, because even the frame is identical with the G System frame. It's just
smaller,
scaled down from 1/72 to 1/100.
Yeah.
It was also why that frame was dog shit, because the G System frame was terrible.
Yeah, it was. And in fact, if I remember correctly, I think G System started coming out with a 1/100 scale frame like that, which was also dog shit.
Remember when that frame used to be resin with G System?
God, those fucking ratchet joints.
And yes, Alan, there were a lot of mold issues with Elan, particularly in the fact that they chose to put everything on trays instead of on runners. So what happened is, so many people got duplicate parts of one side and not enough parts of the other. Which is the issue I have with my kit, which is why it's currently sitting in my backlog, because I'm missing like half of an arm, I think.
Yeah, there was no quality control with that.
Yeah, and that was exactly why they stopped doing parts on trays like that, and they switched to runners again. Because everyone got angry about that. And then when they became Mechanicore, they had another hiccup where instead of giving you a physical manual, they gave you a digital one. I think it was the Zai. I think it was their first kit as Mechanicore. And everyone got so mad because it was just so cumbersome to use a digital file. It was just annoying. And then like it had so many revisions. Even their Deep Striker, if memory serves, had like a bunch of revisions. So if you somehow didn't catch their revised file, then you were shit out of luck. Like you defined someone that had the updated file for whatever had the corrections, corrections for their file.
Yeah. Jason says, I'm in the middle of the SH Studio 1100 Kshatriya. I'm doing a white build. How is that one? Because isn't that the one like came out about the same time in resin as the Alien or something like that?
If memory serves, let me look real quick what it looks like.
Like
if memory serves, that's a recast. That's like the 50th recast of one of the Comic Kit ones.
Oh,
no,
okay.
it's one of those Comic Kit exclusive ones.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to. I want to say it's the MRSA.
Yeah.
But I need to look at the actual kit because it's been a while.
Alan says, "Yo, the SH Studio / MRSA Kshatriya is nice."
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was a MRSA recast because the MRSA has a really particular proportioning, especially for like the head and binders, so it really sticks out.
Yeah, it's the MRSA recast.
The MRSA just sticks out just because the modifications were weird. And
Alan,
yes, it was a modified version of the Neograde, which is hilarious because the Neograde had really nice proportions, and they decided to fuck up everything with their changes in the worst way.
Well, they wanted to add things to it and make it more, I guess, posable versus a static.
And I guess they figured they got away with it because Neograde had quit at that point they already said that they were done with the making resin kits because they were sick of people recasting their kits.
Yeah.
Same reason why we lost was it MS Build, we lost VP.
Vicious Project, yeah.
Yeah, in Korea, like all the big Korean resin kit companies, they all quit because
wasn't there another
it
one?
was sad because MS Build in particular, I remember, wasn't even expensive. Their kits were like $50-$60, like they're $50 to $80 conversion kits for a master grade conversion, which is absolutely reasonable. Like could easily compete with what companies are charging in China for recasts.
Right.
Like it wasn't even like even Neograde, for example, wasn't that expensive. Honestly, they weren't expensive resin kits, and they were still being recast like crazy, and then they just being undercut and enough for them to no one look at them and buy from them.
Yeah.
But I think the other problem though is that they weren't willing to advertise outside because of the way how Korean websites work. It's just not conducive of selling to people outside of the country.
Right. It makes sense.
But yeah. I mean, Pia still did a new Kshatriya early this year or late last year. It was a 140 Kshatriya he made.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that big ass.
The one that Matt wouldn't shut up about begging him to make him a copy for, even though he literally said every single day whenever Matt asked that I'm not making it for anyone. It's my own personal project. It's a one of a kind, and Matt never got the memo apparently.
Well,
and it was really embarrassing because one of his posts, someone was like, "I love your designs," and they posted a recast. Like they painted a recast. They're like, "Oh yeah, I love this. Can you make one?" And he's like, "You just showed off a recast of my work." He's like, it was really insulting.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
There's one way to tell people that you like your stuff, but it's not to go, "Oh, I took a copy of your own design and painted it." Like that's not conducive of them being happy to make a kit again, right? Like that's not encouraging behavior whatsoever. It's fucking insulting.
Well, and that's one of the reasons I don't think I'll ever get rid of this Susby. Even if I never fucking paint it, I don't ask me why it's intimidating to me to paint it. Though I've been thinking about doing it more in like the Iron Man style colors, because I think that would kind of look sexy in like a candy red and gold. But who knows? But yeah, I also think that it looks great just as is. For some reason, I think it looks great in raw resin. Like, especially knowing that there's no more of those like available anywhere, originals anyway. Korea so hard to import anything from. Good luck getting IPV paints.
Except the person clearly knew it was a recast because he showed off the different logo, even though he was talking about Neograde. Unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
So that's not ignorant. You can't call that like that's being willfully ignorant. That's if you quote unquote love someone's work and then you're like, and you clearly, it just literally takes a couple of seconds of looking into and you would find it.
Yeah, I can
like
I can probably name most people that actually did finished and painted Neograde kits that were show quality. There's not a whole lot out there. Most people kept it to themselves.
Well, and here's the thing with those old resin kit recasts. Most of them, especially the older ones, I still remember there was a couple. They still have the Neograde signature stamped on those resin parts, and some of them have Pia's name on it.
Right. I think the one that Ungawa got.
But Ungawa, the point that you're making though is he knew that Pia was from Neograde. That's exactly why he was asking him to make kits again.
So like the one that I'm pretty sure Ongawa said that his that he got from GSB still it says neograde all over it, which all the pieces do. Like anything that's sizable has neograde in there.
Yeah, which is ironic because he put that in there specifically to let people know, like, oh, like people. He figured the Chinese companies would cover it up and just recast,
right?
That cover it up and recast it, but they just literally just recasted it straight.
Well, it's the same thing as
I think MS Build did something similar as well with their kits. But I sold mine a long time ago for the Freedom, I think it was.
So Ongawa, this is what I was talking about last night. So GSB did like 3D print the movable parts, but on Pia's, all of them were in this green. And that was another thing that he was proud of, and advertised it so that you knew that it was an original, was from the 3D prints.
I do remember that.
So anytime I see one like on eBay or something like that and someone's advertising it as an original, that's what I look for.
Yeah.
Like, does it have the green 3D print? And if not, then nope.
It's sad because MS Build actually came back like 2 or 3 years ago. They did like 1 or 2 kits, the Hakushiki and the Mark II for high grade conversions, which were super, super nice. And then there was another Korean company, I think I want to say it was 2014, 2015, that did a 160 Mark II that they showed off in Japan at one of the Comic-Cons. And that never got made into a kit for sale, unfortunately. I remember that was making the rounds too.
Yeah, so these Sanders are going to actually be interesting. These will come in handy. And I'm pretty sure that most of these are copies of like Madworks, because I think I've seen a lot of this stuff from Madworks. And if I'm completely honest, like once I'm done doing the review on these flat files, I'll toss them in a box to you.
Yeah, no worries.
So that you can test them out and have them, because I know you're always looking for more.
So Ongawa, the thing about the C3 things is they have a legally binding contract with companies on how many things they're allowed to sell. They have no control over. They're literally not allowed to sell even a single item more than what the licensor gives them. If they do, they're going to take them straight to court and they're going to lose it and they're going to go to jail.
You're talking about things presented at the C3 hobby shows?
C3 Comic-Con stuff, those hobby shows.
Yeah.
That's stuff. Japanese people don't fuck around with stuff like that. They hit you hard.
Yeah, if Leona was here, she could attest to that, because she's actually been to a couple. Like literally, they only have like 30 to maybe 50 maximum, but usually it's only runs of like 20, 25, and that's it. Whatever those are, that's it.
And that's the thing. That's the reason why the lines are so long. And even people that go there, that's why they have like a team of people going to those conventions. It's not because they're like quote unquote buying so much. It's that literally only one person could go to each shop and hope and maybe get a kit. Because if you try to go to 2 shops, you never get any items from the second shop.
Yeah, because
they put in the work because it's a hobby for them. They just love doing the work and they like doing it. Yeah. For them, a lot of them they're just hobby groups. Like a lot of those groups, they're proud of, they like the hobby. They know other people in their community likes it, so they're trying to share their work with the community. A lot of them do like to just show off their work with other people. And it's Japan is a very communal thing. They really do like to share like those kind of designs and work together, which is their way of. Obviously, there's purchasing, but they're not trying to make a profit. They're just sharing what the work they've done. Like, oh, this is the work I've done. I put a little bit of work. This isn't that. This is most of them. It's not their main job. It's just something they do on the side. C3 and Comic Kit, a lot of times they'll show you updates and stuff if you follow the people that make them. They'll show like progress sometimes, like of the kits they're working on or some of the stuff that they're getting ready to show.
Yeah, and that's how a lot of these companies, GK, E20, is either people send in what they've managed to get, or they actually go and they manage to get a couple of these kits.
If they make a contract with a maker to get the molds, that they're original molds, if that gets caught, they'd be thrown in prison and permanently in Japan. Like that, they're not gonna fuck with that. That's why they always make recasts of the figures.
Yeah, because
I mean, clearly
in Japan,
I don't disagree that they should make a profit off their work on Gawa, but that's just a difference in mentality between a country that's very strict about their IP versus countries that don't care about their IP. And it's.
I know from a couple people that I've talked to that on Twitter that they've done so forth, and they've sold at C3, or they post their work on there because they're hoping to be picked up by companies, by like Good Smile, things like that, to do
actually do figures and stuff, like more of a permanent work.
Basically, how photographers have a portfolio of photographs that they've taken.
Their foot in the door. It's getting their foot in the door.
It's their portfolio.
Now, that is the case for like about, maybe I'd say, a portion of it, but there is I do know like about half the groups, they do legit just do it as a hobby. They don't try to make money off it. But yeah, they do enjoy what they're doing. What was it? The Ray resin kit that you liked, Dave, the one at the really realistic face.
Oh yeah.
That was something that they just absolutely just wanted to share with other people, and they were happy that other people liked it. But they're like, "We're sorry, we're limited to this many.
Yeah.
We have no control over the matter. Like, but please pre-order, since we can't do Comic Kit directly, right?"
Yeah. That was a gorgeous one.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. I don't think their Oscar was anywhere near as good as their Ray, though. Not saying it was bad, but the Ray face sculpt was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it's I mean, that's the thing of resin. It's a slippery slope, and especially, and then when you go to recast, it's like companies have to protect their IP. I mean, if they don't protect their IP, and they let people profit off, and they show that they in court that they didn't put up a fight in some way, then they lose protection over it. It's the same reason why Nintendo is really strict about anything Pokemon, right? It's the same thing. Even if it's a fan made, they shut it down because that's how they maintain control of their IP. Which may seem a little strict, but that's how current corporate law works. Which is why there's why a lot of people believe that there needs to be a change in IP and copyright laws, because in some ways it's too overprotective, in other ways it's awful at protecting the copyright holder. So,
yeah, I agree with that, because, okay, so Japan, if you think Disney is bad about their IP, like anything out of Japan is even worse. Nintendo will literally strike your channel. Well, I don't know if it's as bad right now, but it was as of last year. They would literally strike your channel for streaming Nintendo gameplay. Like, that's why you don't see people streaming Mario Brothers and stuff like that on YouTube or Twitch, because that they consider that copyright theft. Like, you're making a profit off of their name. Like, they are, and they have people that work for them that's their sole job is to just hunt that crap down. So yeah, they don't play around with their stuff. Let's see here.
Ironically, when Hobby Wave was closing down, they had so many of the original Neo Grade kits, and they weren't even charging much for them at all. Like,
I got a couple of.
I think the Faz was barely over 200, and that was like their biggest one too.
Yeah, Faz. Their most expensive kit was the Sasby.
Which I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Because I think I did what? I had 2 of those at one point. I think I did one for someone, and then I had this one, and they were like $500-$600. They were chunky.
And Alan, for me, in terms of the resin kits, I would always get a original if it's available. If they're still making resin kits, I would always get from the makers, because the quality is truly different between a recast and an original. There is like 1 or 2 exceptions ever. Like I think Utopia Cast, not to be confused with UC, they do a phenomenal 5-star story cast. It's same with I can't remember, they're called Dream something. They do also phenomenal 5-star story recasts. And they're actually known for being better than the original because they actually do so much touch up on the kit, on the resin kit, and they maintain their molds like crazy good. And which is a thing that you can't really afford to do when you're selling an original typically, because you can't afford to use a mold only once and then cast it and make a new mold and recast. But you don't have that luxury if your price point. But yeah, and I can't tell you how many people I see that they're like, "Oh, I bought this infinite dimension recast. I saved $100, but this I literally can't work with this kit." They're like, it's so warped, nothing's lining up, and it's like, you do get what you pay for at the end of the day for resin kits.
And that's why I don't mind spending the money on those. Like, I think it's worth it.
Like, I recall I got a Super G kit from a friend of the Neograde recast of the Goop Custom, and literally every single part is shrunk, so nothing fits. Like literally nothing fits because the parts are now too small to fit on the frame. The parts don't line up anymore, and nothing works. I literally had to throw that kit out because there's no fixing it. Like, I could gouge out like half the resin and it still wouldn't fit. And then stuff wouldn't, like, there was no amount of hot water that was going to realign stuff with how warped the lines were, which is unfortunate. And it's sad because a lot of those kits were stuff that we would have never got otherwise. And that's the thing people forget, right? It's like, if you buy the recast while the original maker's still out, they'll never make kits again, right? And then you have to wait again for someone that is willing to take that risk to make kits again. I was, quite frankly, when Infinite Dimensions came out, I was shocked that they made resin kits. But they also were very strict on how they sold kits. They made it pretty clear for a lot of businesses, from what I've heard talk to friends, that if a shop was caught selling recasts of their stuff, they wouldn't work with anyone affiliated with them ever.
Right.
Not just the shop, but actually anyone that is even remotely affiliated with them. And that apparently was enough of a scare to prevent a lot of businesses and shops from doing that. But I mean, obviously, a few recasts got through, but it's actually why they're in the minority compared to in the past, where, like Super G, and who were some other, like SMS, were everywhere recasting everyone's resin kit like a week after they started selling. It was ridiculous. Now it's like, it's just UC now doing their really subpar recasts as usual. I say they're subpar, but they're garbage, like actually terrible.
I know. I was kind of surprised that, like, GK Model has as many original kits that they carry. that the distributors sell to them, seeing how they're primarily known for recast.
Well, I think in that's partially something to be surprised about, but something also partially not, because they are sort of like one of the bigger venues for selling kits outside of China. For them, they see it as like a venue to sell kits outside of China that are legit. And obviously, they had a deal where
Yeah, you don't
we'll
recast
sell
our
this.
shit.
We won't recast your stuff. Who I'm a badmouth a store, but they deserve it. Tachi Hobby. I'm not sure if anyone remembers them. They're still around. They got caught. So there was a model builder in the U.S. who made Gundam Wing resin conversions. I think he did like 2 or 3. And Tachi Hobby was selling, quote unquote, selling the originals. But at one point, they started recasting it themselves and started selling it on their shop.
Ew.
And that's why the individual stopped making conversion kits, because Tachi Hobby was caught selling the recast of their kit that they said that they only sell originals of.
Yeah, that's sad.
I'm not even sure. Let's see if they still have it on their shop, because I remember even like 4 or 5 years ago that it was still on their shop in the resin section. I'm not even sure if they have a resin section anymore.
It's been so long since I've even gone onto their site.
Yeah, I haven't gone in forever.
I didn't like the I personally didn't like the price gouging for the shipping, seeing how I'm only 3 hours away, but I paid the same amount as if like it was fucking coming from Japan or some shit.
Let's see. Yeah, they're still selling SMS kits. It looks like they took down the wing kits. So I guess they finally took it down because community. But it was actually surprising to hear how few people like didn't know that those were stolen recasts, basically. I mean, something what E20 was also got in trouble for back in the day. They used to have a program where people would submit their original resin kits so other people could have a copy.
Yeah.
And then instead of sending back the original like they were supposed to, they would keep it and send them a recast. Like the person wouldn't recognize that their shitty cast wasn't a fucking recast of the original. Like,
right?
Fucking kidding me?
Well, I know people. People were talking
actually,
about.
Leona even talked about that. Actually, even Leona brought it up in one of her videos too. Like that happened.
Yeah. Well, she was talking about, or if they did get their original back, it was so badly
damaged
that it wasn't even worth it.
Yeah. Which is crazy if you think about it, because it's like you want to keep that kit in pristine condition so that you can keep on making molds of it, but
right.
Hindsight's 2020, as they say.
Yeah.
SMS had a few decent kits back in the day, but God, I hated their modified conversion kit of the Sazabi from that uses Zaku 2 conversion, Zaku 2, Master Grade Zaku 2.0 frame, which was the Formania one. I can't remember if it was like MS. I think it was MS Build that did the original kit.
Yeah, I have one of those sitting on the shelf in the other room. It's still in the box.
I remember I sold my copy to Justin like 8 years ago, 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
And I really regret it because I really did enjoy that kit.
Of the original.
Well, I never owned the original MS Build one, but it was a recast by Super G. But it was their first batch.
Oh, okay.
I know for a fact it was their first batch. And I know because there were so many parts of the mold stuck in the panel lines and stuff in the creases. Yeah, SMS sort of fell off the planet. I don't know if they're actually like, legit still around. Like actually, because I haven't seen them make a new kit per se. I just see their old kits just being recasting old kits, but I haven't seen them do a new kit in a while. And I feel like it's a twofold problem. One, they never made their own kits in the first place. They always just took someone else's kit and modified it in some way.
Right.
Sometimes in better, sometimes for worse. But the later years, it was definitely for the worse. But I think one of the big problems though was they were doing that. They were recasting kits from Korea, and all those companies wanted a business, or they just straight up quit making kits.
Yeah.
And the current situation, like I said, with like Infant Dimensions and like SH Studios and like Fortune Meow, who have been smarter in how they've been selling their kits with their contracts with stores, is that nobody's willing to risk selling anything to them that they might get blacklisted from those other studios, just so that they could just make a recast of minor differences, right?
Right.
And God, GK Gundam kit, that brings back memories. I still hate them so much.
I think they're still around. I think I saw their stupid site the other day.
They're still around. It's just I remember they had a kit. I did a pre-order of a kit with them. I think it was the Elon Kshatriya actually. And I had to fight with them for 8 months because they were refusing to mail it to me, even though I pre-ordered, because it sounded like they had sent my order to someone else. They either that or they oversold. And it wasn't until I was disputing of PayPal that they were like, "Oh, we'll send it to you." And it only took them 8 months to get their ass in gear.
Right.
Yeah, SH definitely does recasts. They absolutely do recasts. It only seems like more recently, which I'd say with conservatively, that looks like they may be finally doing their own kits. But it's mostly because I haven't seen a lot of these newer kits that they're claiming that they're doing before. But it wouldn't surprise me that if it was a modification, if it was a modified version or just straight up recast of someone else's.
Alan says, anyone think how this is no recast policy has anything to do with slow parts replacement service? I hate asking for parts because either A, they never answer the email, or B, you never end up getting it. Like,
I think it's better now, but I mean, definitely back in the day with like G System Best, absolute worst to deal with trying to get a replacement part.
I remember I literally paid someone one time because they lived not too like
oh yeah, I remember that.
To go to the shop to ask for a replacement part because they wouldn't answer my emails. Like and
gosh, Dave, why are you a white American asking for assistance for your product that you got from a Chinese business?
Like,
how dare you?
So I'm kind of like, what's the point in having that warranty card and everything else? Let's not even talk about the fact that G System has a like every time you buy something, you earn X amount of credit to go towards something. And God knows I've purchased enough shit from them, and I have 0 credit. And I've sent them emails going, hey, I purchased this. Here's the order number, order number, 0. I should have almost $1,000 in credit with them. Nope. Like, but Matt said that he got his. I don't know how he got that, but yeah, I don't really care. It was just because that just added on, but that's just weird.
As far as the YJL replacements, I have no doubt that they're backlogged in terms of getting replacements, because just between them pushing out so many new kits already so early and people wanting to buy their old kits as well as when they were Anchoret and ID,
yeah, I always so it's always depending on what group or who you're talking to. Like, there's a gray line between original and recast. If it's no longer being made and you can't get an original, all you can get is a recast, and it's for your own collection, it's your money. You do with it what you want. But if you can support the original creator and get the original and everything, then I would get the original. Where there's a really gray line is, so you have G Systems, and then you have G Systems Best, which are pretty much the same damn company. So it doesn't matter who you, to me personally, it doesn't matter who you end up ordering from. But I've heard from everybody, and it's been my own personal experience, that GSB has been better casting. I've had several kits from them. I've had the Gerbera Tetra Plus, something like that, the 160 scale from G System and G System Best, and I actually like the G System Best casting better. It was cleaner. So
yeah, I that was like one of the weird cases where it's like the recast is actually better, but I just feel like G System Best, the big part of the issue was they're unwilling to scrap a mold early.
Yeah,
I feel like that was a big problem.
Yeah, they'll run it into the ground,
which is sort of understandable. Molds aren't cheap, and you need to get a certain amount of money out of molds to make prices meet. But it is like a quality control issue too, right? Because if you do try to be super careful with the mold, it does slow down your casting speed quite a bit. It's that mixed line on like preserving quality and stuff. It's not easy. I have a friend. They sell their own resin kits. Mm-hmm. They made a really cool girl on a motorcycle, and the motorcycle was like a really cool sci-fi motorcycle they designed themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like it was very expensive to sell, because you had to make sure each casting was flawless while making sure the mold lasted is difficult. Like, and the thing is, those molds, no matter how well you take care of them, they do start falling apart because of the temperature of resin, the chemical reaction. The temperature that fluctuates does destroy the mold, and so it's sort of like you're sort of that mixed bag where it's like we need to make a certain amount of molds out of this, certain amount of cast out of these molds, but also we need to maintain them, and it's a tough decision. But I mean, that's also the thing of garage kits though in the first place, right? As modelers, they're expecting you to do some fixing, right? That's why even like Ami HLJ, right, when they sell actual resin kits, which they rarely do, but they still do occasionally. One of the first disclaimers they put in is if there's any like flaws, like casting flaws with the kit, they're expecting you to fix it yourself because it's a model kit. It's not like it comes with working a resin. It's not like it's coming out of a steel mold from a factory where they can print out 3 million kits constantly.
Right.
Plus, those kits are limited runs, right? As is Japan, they're not constantly remaking those kits. It's whatever they made. That was it. There's no more. If they do any more casts, it's for maybe replacements, and that's a big if even there.
Right. I know most companies, they'll have, like, they won't have a pile of parts, but they'll have like maybe one set to the side of whatever kit for spare parts. So if they have a casting that a piece is questionable, they'll yank from that box, or if you call and request. But if they're out of those parts, you may be shit out of luck for a while, unless they just happen to cast a couple, because they usually do a series. Like they know that they want to cast 25 of X parts, and if depending on how they're doing their pressure tanks and everything, they can only fit so many molds, so much mold in there at one time, that they don't do extra parts to do extra parts, and it's just the nature that it is. Plus, that's extra money that they put out for what may or may not be needed for extra parts. Because I know that's how it is for like some of the U.S. casters and stuff. Like they can cast an extra part, but it's time, and if they have an extra spot in the tank that they can stick that mold in and stuff like that. All right, boys and girls. Well, I've gone a lot longer than I intended to. So, thanks to Jim for giving me the idea, which, if I thought of it earlier, but about making a video how to seal your decals and stuff like that. Because I've thought about it, I've seen it. It's only like $30 for the seal a meal thing. So I may end up doing that because I don't think I've seen anybody else do that. I think we lost John.
No, I'm sorry. I had to go out for real quick for a moment. That's all.
Oh, but yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. Keep an eye open. I will do the reviews on the individual things, and then some of these I will send out to different people to try out. And then if you win prizes, you may end up getting sanding sticks and stuff from me. You don't know. But yeah, stay tuned. I'm definitely thinking hard about reorganizing this up here so I can have everything all in one spot, and actually make use of some of the goodies and stuff that I've picked up for making better videos but haven't been able to use. And then also stay tuned. As soon as the package comes in from Galactic Toys, I will do a live basically unboxing first look of those. I'm super stoked on that. And I think that is about it. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Wait, hold on. Naruto001, what size scribers are the best, most common, would you say to use? And then Dead to Death was already on that. 01.5, most heavily used from memory. Yeah, I think that probably is it. That or 0.25.
0.25 is a little too big because 0.1.5 is used for both high grade and master grade, and it looks good. 0.25 is something that looks good only on master grades and higher, or 100 scale and larger, I should say.
Yeah, I forget about high grades. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is it for tonight's video. I need to use the restroom. I need to grab something to eat. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Thank you, John, for stopping by in the Discord.
No worries.
And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.